The U.S. has the biggest number of Korean residents outside of Korea. And within the U.S., it's California state, also home to the biggest K-town, where you easily find Korean signboards and facilities to help the Koreans living there. A festival was recently held in a Californian city to celebrate traditional Korean culture. In today's K-Correspondent segment, we connect to Korean language teacher Suzi Kim, or Kim Suzi in Korean, in Irvine to learn more about this event. Hello, Suzi.
Hello, Suzi.
Hi. Walter, Sua, and Sungjin. Hello from California.
Hi there. So, Suzi, first, please introduce yourself and your role in spreading Korean culture over in the U.S. as a Korean language teacher.
Sure. First of all, it is such a great pleasure to meet you all. I'm Suzi Kim from Orange County, California. I'm a trilingual teacher with linguistic anthropology major. I was born in Busan, but I grew up in Japan. I moved to U.S. 2014, so I speak three languages. Currently, I'm teaching Korean at Korean American Center. We call it KSC, where we teach Korean languages with King Sejong Institution program. Also, we teach culture both for children and adults. Our mission is to build a stronger connection between intergenerational Koreans and the greater community by promoting opportunities for appreciation of Korea's rich cultural heritage.
Now, Suzi, California has long been known as a state with a high population of Korean residents and a region where Korean culture could be experienced deeper than in other places. Now, how is it today with the K-wave having explosively spread around the world?
Okay, so let's talk about from the numbers. The population of Koreans reached 564,000 approximately in California, where the largest number of Koreans live in America. In Southern California, LA County has 213,000 people approximately. And here where I live, Orange County has 124,000 people. So as these numbers show, there are so many Koreans living here in California. So Korean immigrants built and created a great community. This Korean community used to be only for Korean people to live our lives more conveniently. However, after K-Wave Hallyu, the mega hit of Korean culture spread out among Americans, now non-Korean people visit the Korean communities such as restaurants, supermarkets, hair salons, movie theaters, you named it. As we know, America is such a huge country, so it depends on where you live. But if you live in California, especially in Southern California, more specifically near LA, Orange County, you are fortunate to access to this very authentic Korean culture, even without going to Korea.
Exciting.
Talking about Korean culture, let's talk about a special event that was held in Fullerton, California, the Raw Cultural Festival.
Or the 어흥문화예술 축제.
Exactly, in Korean. First off, what is the event about?
So Ohung, whoa, a Korean festival. So this festival was held in Orange County, Fullerton, downtown Plaza in November through 7th to 10th, actually last weekend. The main event was a traditional Korean music competition with about 500 participants from the US. Also, there were prestigious performances by the Korean Human Cultural Heritage, 인간문화재, and the festival featured a variety of events, including a senior hanbok competition and a children's hanbok competition, Korean speech contest, Korean fusion performances, K-pop dance, chorus, etc. And there were activities for children, such as craft, like costume dressing, storytelling, and making a wish lamp swan. And there were so many vendors to sell and promote their businesses, like K-pottery, 도자기, and 도자기 patchwork store, hanbok pop-up store, K-beauty store, and of course, Korean street food was the best.
That is, of course, the best. Now, Suzy, you are actually wearing hanbok currently right now, a Korean
Yes.
traditional attire for our viewers from abroad who might not know. And I have to say, I have been following the Instagram stories on the Roar Cultural Festival Instagram. So I did actually really, I loved the hanbok fashion shows that I saw there. But I didn't know that they had those special categories, senior fashion show and kids fashion show. So I think that's very interesting. But was there a program or stage that maybe particularly stood out at this latest festival?
So personally, I'm watching 정연이, The Star is Born.
Ah.
And I really love that this traditional opera, traditional like music, and so I'm very into it. So the Changu dance performed by the Human Culture Heritage 인간문화재 was the most impressive and fascinating. I felt so prestigious to see such a high quality performance in the United States without paying entrance fee. And the high school students' 사물놀이 performance was amazing and powerful. And also next day, so Sunday, I couldn't actually watch this, but I heard that Korean speaking contest was really great too. They talked about their journey, how they came to like the Korean language and culture.
That must have been especially interesting for you as a Korean language teacher.
Yeah, that sounds like this sounds like there was a lot of people there. So how was the atmosphere exactly?
So, compared to the LA Korean Festival, which has a long history of over 50 years, this one was a little less crowded. However, it was more like a local community festival where families and friends just swing by and have fun. I think it was pretty good turnout.
And what do you think the non-Koreans thought about the festival? How did they enjoy it? Did they learn a lot? I'm sure they would have really loved it.
I talked to a couple of people from the festival. They really enjoy the dynamic sounds of 사물놀이, and of course, they enjoy the 부채춤 fan dance. Was so beautiful and fascinating. And family with little children, they enjoy the interactive art and craft booth, such as making lamps or calligraphy session was very popular. And of course, the food. There were a long line to buy fusion ramen. And for me, I was able to taste the chestnut tiramisu, which was shown in 흑백 요리사.
Right, and the culinary
So,
class
yeah.
wars.
Yeah. So it's right here. So it seems like people really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it, and I really appreciate the event.
Great. So we talked about how also diverse visitors liked the event, but I want to talk about now the Koreans or residents, people of Korean descent. For them, this event must be more than just a fun event. What significance do you think does such a festival hold?
So those first generation of immigrants here in US, they work so hard to promote Korea's excellent traditional culture to the next generation and even to other ethnic groups in America. This festival allowed our young generation to experience that we as Koreans have such a wonderful cultural heritage to share with other people. It is important to reflect on our root of traditional Korean culture to share with other ethnic groups. Appreciation and respect, these are the key ideas when we desire to coexist in harmony in the multicultural society. And I believe our young kids generation learn that. And hosting or attending this kind of Korean culture festival, it always reminds of us who we are.
That's beautiful. And what positive changes or outcomes do you hope to see from cultural festivals such as the Roar Cultural Festival in the long run?
No, honestly, 어흥, I didn't know. Last year was the first attempt, and this is the second. Since this is the second festival that has only recently started, I think there will be a lot of room for improvement in the future. In the case of Korean traditional music, most of the participants were Korean or Korean Americans. But in the future, I hope to see more non-Korean foreigners performing Korean traditional music on the stage. And I think it was a great festival, and it showed the Korean culture is not just about K-pops or K-dramas, but we also have such a beautiful traditional music, dance, and more.
All right. Thank you very much, Suzi, for sharing your experience today, and keep in touch.
Thank you, Suzi.
Thank you so much for having me today.